Fairy meet Libra. Libra, sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all Libras starting today, the 8th of October, 2023. Happy birthday, Libra, the sun sign. Going out to a lot of Libras, so if for some reason this doesn't seem to apply to you, you can just disregard the reading and check out one of the other zodiacal readings for your sign. Remember that tonight we have a 1-week pick a card reading coming out every Sunday, and also we have a daily reading for all signs every day except for Monday. And you can find all of those readings really easily on my website, ariels-corner.com. Just click on the free online tarot readings. I don't know why I said all that. I was going to say that later. But anyway, if you are watching us on a restream on YouTube, you can fast forward through all the shuffling I'm going to do by using the timestamp right in the video description. This is the Medieval Scapini Tarot that we're reading with today, and I've already purified with this Vervain by Fragonard. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but today moderating on YouTube is the lovely Honeypaw, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Dre. Thank you so much, moderators. Oh, I can shuffle these. Thank you so much, moderators, and thank you, Libras and friends of Libras, for joining us today. I so appreciate you. If you're watching us on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. And if you're watching us on Twitch, make sure you follow us on Twitch. And you can watch on Twitch without ads when you subscribe to us there. These are really long cards, so I thought I wouldn't be able to shuffle, but they don't feel uncomfortable, so I'm going to assume I'm not going to get a tarot injury today like I have done in the past. A couple years ago, I really messed up my hand, and so I had to wear a brace while I was giving these readings because I was shuffling with the big deck. But this feels pretty comfortable, so hopefully I'm okay. Thanks for sharing, Ariel. We so appreciate you telling us the stories of your shuffling injuries. If you would like to visit our shop, you can do that by going to arielscornershop.com. arielscornershop.com. You can find a lot of tarot decks there. Those are all affiliate links. We make a small commission off of each and every sale. You can also give us a donation if you go to paypal.me/arielgatoga, paypal.me/arielgatoga. On YouTube, you could use a super sticker or super chat to give a donation if you're live, or on a restream on YouTube, you could use a super thanks. We do appreciate your support, but Libra, what we're here for is you today. Even though I seem a little bit scattered today, I'm here for you. I'm going to just get real focused right now. See what's in the cards for you gorgeous Libras. You've been doing so well. I remember these last year was sucky for many of you, but boy, you're doing so well. I'm so proud of all of you. The Pope, the Four of Cups, and the King of Swords. All right. Well, the Pope is, for many of us, the Pope shows up when we are dealing with authority figures of some sort. That can be bosses, that can be, governments, government agencies, politicians, the electric company, whatever seems like a big authority figure with some power that's so much bigger than we are, and we feel very powerless in their presence. And that's what you've been dealing with in your past, but it's saying that based on many of your spiritual practices, you have been able to keep your involvement with whatever this power is at bay. But it just seems to me like over this next couple weeks, the temptation, Libra, is going to be to not be your sweetest self with this King of Swords. And I understand if, sometimes you just got to let it rip, and it's okay to some degree, but you don't want to become the bully, because, you've been railing against the bullies so long that you don't want to become the bully. You got to be careful of that, because there can be a fine line between standing up for yourself and being abusive. So just notice that your tendency may be to be pushing that line if you're not careful. I don't see you really crossing that line, but it's always good to know. It's always good to know. The other thing, too, is this is just this King of Swords. Even though I understand it, and I get there a lot myself, I understand what it feels like to be in this energy. It's just not healthy for us. It's not healthy for our nervous system. It's not healthy for our aura, for our relationships. So if you notice that you're getting all up in your need to be right at all costs, and just really having major judgments against other people and not really caring about doing the right thing. I know that one. It's like, I know what I should be doing, but I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do because I'm pissed off at you right now. Be aware of just the tendency of that. Okay, we're going to open this reading up because I have a feeling that it's not quite as dire of a tendency as the King of Swords by itself can sometimes portend. I have a feeling it's just your way of trying to express yourself in a way that you can reclaim your power when you're feeling powerless over something. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on first with this Pope card. See, all is well. All is well. All has already been resolved with whatever this power dynamic was. It's already been resolved. So when you're thinking back, think back on the resolution rather than thinking back on the problem. Because when you think back on the problem, the tendency of the mind is to recreate a history that favors the problem rather than favors the resolution. So be aware of the way that the mind works when we create our own memory line and our own timeline of what happened, that it's very easy for us to favor the problem that we had and almost forget about the resolution that happened. But the resolution came about because of you and your it says here, your spiritual practice, whatever that means to you. This Two of Swords is talking about meditation being extremely important right now. When you can meditate, when you can focus your mind, then you have the tendency to be more patient with yourself and others, and being patient with the manifestations in your life so that you give them the opportunity to correct themselves, to move into higher expressions. And then this Knight of Cups is saying that you've got all kinds of help available to you. So when you feel like you just don't care anymore about anybody because you're so over it all, when you feel that way, first of all, you want to acknowledge that feeling. Everybody goes through that. There's nothing shameful about experiencing that feeling, but that you're not alone. You don't have to go through that alone. Now, for some of you, you may have a trusted friend, advisor, therapist, or several people in your life that are good to talk to in those times. But the problem is that when you're in the throes of a King of Swords moment, the last thing you want to do is talk to people that might help you through it. Right? The last thing that feels good is to talk to somebody that'll help you through it, because the ego says, no, that's a threat, because then I might give up this. I don't want to give up this. I want to be right. I don't care about anybody else. I want to destroy. That's the King of Swords. Just let me destroy. And if you're in the midst of that, go destroy something that doesn't matter, like some old dishes or something. Go destroy something that doesn't matter. Don't destroy your relationships over it, because this will pass. But the actions that you take during this won't necessarily pass, right? And the good news of all of this, like I said, is that this is very temporary. This will pass in an instant if you don't act on it. If you don't act on it, and you allow yourself to have those friends or associates or whoever it is, or even if it's in the invisible world, getting that assistance, getting that help and that assistance. Because even if it is people, like I said, friends, advisors, therapists, those people are emissaries of spirit. It's spirit that's helping you directly, even if it's helping you through those people. So really, whoever and whatever this authority figure or this person or this thing that made you feel so powerless, don't forget how far you've come in regards to that. Don't forget all the work you did and how you overcame that. And all of that practice, or that spiritual practice, or whatever it is that helped you through that. And that focus on those things is so important, because whenever things start to get resolved, the ego mind gets activated. It's just how things are in this world. I'm sorry that that's the way it is, but it is. And that's why nothing ever seems to stay good. It's because the ego doesn't want it to stay good. We've programmed our minds to destroy our happiness, destroy our relationships, destroy the good in our lives. That's what we all as humans have done. But each one of us has within us free will about how we use our minds. And so when you recognize that for what it is, you don't feel bad about yourself when you experience those feelings. You say, oh, I'm having a King of Swords moment here where I don't care about anybody at all. All I want is just blow the whole place up because I'm so over it all. That's normal. We all go through that. But if you don't act on that, if you take a few beats and you ask for help, then that just blows over and you don't destroy all of the work that you've done. And this, whatever this is, this person or people or thing that made you feel so powerless stops making you feel that way. It stops making you feel that way because you've removed its ability to have power over you because of the spiritual treatment that you're giving your life rather than just indulging in those ego impulses as they come. So I really feel, and for at least most of you, that you already kind of have this handled and you don't really even need me to remind you, but it never hurts to hear that, to get that reminder that those ego impulses are always on the way, especially if things are working out for you, which they are. You're doing very well. But the ego wants to remind you of things that happened. And it's always selective memory when the ego is involved. It never wants to remember all of the good things that came out of that. It never wants to remember how you already resolved it. It just wants you to remember how bad it was so that you can get pumped up again, and rekindle some old resentments that have already been resolved. So it's an insane game that is part of the human mind. And I'm sorry that you have to be part of this party, but we all are. But you're doing really well. And I'm not worried about you one bit, Libra, because you're too strong in whatever your practice is for me to worry about it. But it did come up. So be aware that over these next couple of weeks, the tendency may be for your ego to try to come and blow the whole thing up. This isn't something you want to blow up. You don't want to blow this up. You've done too well. There's nothing bad happening here, but the bad in your past is definitely still in your past, and that's a weapon that the ego may want to use against you by trying to have very tunnel-visioned memory about things that have already been resolved. Crazy, isn't it? How we get involved with all of that. You're going to do really well, though. I feel really good about you. One thing you can do if you want a meditation is listen to the meditation based on this Pope card. It's called Overcoming Feelings of Powerlessness, and it may help you to kind of circumvent some of these ego-driven trips down memory lane, which are not going to be helpful for you. Again, there's nothing wrong with remembering how upset you were, but don't do that at the expense of also remembering all the great stuff that you did to overcome that and how far you've come, right? So don't let the ego take charge of your mind. You take charge of your mind, and then this will pass very, very easily. Remember that there's a lot of help available to you, and your spiritual practice is so strong, it would really surprise me if anything other than a momentary blip got a hold of you. You're going to do so great. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. And thank you so much to the amazing moderators, Heather and Dre. And we will see you in a couple weeks for another reading, Libra. Thank you so much. Blessed be.